Hello, this is the Bible in fewer words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 91, Judges, chapter 11. If you enjoy this podcast, consider supporting us at patreon.com/BFW. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
Judges 11.
Yeah.
One chapter.
One chapter, and this is a famous chapter.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Okay. The only thing that we might remind ourselves of here is that in the last one, we've already had Gideon die, and then there was the thing with the sons, and one of the sons killing all the other 70 brothers, and then eventually he ended up dying.
Abimelech.
A
woman killed him.
Woman killed him, yeah.
Although he didn't want anybody to know that.
That's right.
How embarrassing.
Yeah. And then I think at the end, there was something about the Ammonite.
Oh, that's right. Who is going to help us overthrow the Ammonites?
That's right. Now we're going to find out.
Okay. Great. So chapter 11, verse 1. Jephthah. That's a funny name, Steve.
Yes, it really is.
And we're going to say it a lot, I think.
Uh-huh.
I better get my mouth ready to pronounce that. Okay. Jephthah was a mighty man of valor. His father was Gilead, and his mother was a harlot. That's a funny name, too. Hi, harlot. How are you? Maybe that's where Charlotte comes from.
When Gilead's other sons grew up, they said to Jephthah, "You won't inherit anything when our father dies, because you are the son of a strange woman."
Oh.
I guess she not only was a harlot, but she was strange.
Yes. So I guess he was a bastard.
Yep.
So Jephthah ran away from his brothers and lived in the land of Tob. This sounds like a fairy tale. I guess, is that Tob?
I don't know. Sometime later, the Ammonites made war against Israel, and the leaders of Gilead went to fetch Jephthah out of the land of Tob.
They said to Jephthah, "Come be our captain and help us fight the Ammonites."
Jephthah said to them, "You hated me and threw me out of my father's house. Now you come and ask me to fight in your war?"
They replied, "Yes, but if you help us fight against the Ammonites, we will make you our leader."
Jephthah said, "Okay, I'll be your captain."
So Jephthah went with the elders of Gilead.
Yeah, now, I'm leaving some stuff out here where Jephthah starts communicating, I guess by letter, between the king of Ammon. They're talking about, what things have happened in the past. We killed Sihon and his people, and kind of giving the whole history of what had happened and stuff. And the Ammonite is saying, yeah, but, and eventually they don't come to any agreement, and so we're going to have war.
Okay, so they tried to kind of make a treaty of some kind.
Yeah, there was some discussion.
Okay.
Didn't work out.
All right, so verse 29. The Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he vowed a vow to the Lord, saying, "If you deliver the Ammonites into my hands, I will sacrifice to you as a burnt offering whatever comes out of my house to meet me when I return from battle." Well, wait a minute, Steve. What is he thinking is going to come out of his house?
I have no idea. He only has, apparently, you never hear anything about his wife, the harlot.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, we don't even know we don't know who his wife is.
No. Does he have any kids? Does he have a dog, a cat?
We do know one thing. Somewhere in here, it says that his daughter, who isn't named, is his only child.
Okay.
We don't know that. So we know that he only has one child. We don't know anything about his wife. I guess she could be there.
Yeah.
So maybe his wife would come out. Maybe his daughter would come out.
And he doesn't really care about either one of those, it sounds like.
Whatever it is.
Whoever it is.
Yeah, that's right. It's more likely a who than a what, yeah?
Yes. I mean, maybe his house is infested with grasshoppers, and all the grasshoppers will come out.
Yeah, I don't think that would count. I don't know if grasshopper would be a good burnt offering.
And vows, are vows okay?
Well, that's the thing that's most amazing here, I think, is that in verse 29, it says that the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he vowed a vow to the Lord. So it seems that not only did God approve of this vow, he inspired it.
Oh my gosh. So God is saying, I'm going to do this horrible, I'm going to have Jephthah go through this horrible experience because I know in advance that he's going to win this battle. And so he's going to have to do whatever it is
Oh,
that
yeah,
he vows.
I think so. I mean, God would have to know what was going to happen.
Uh-huh.
He would know who's going to be coming through the door.
Yeah?
And he inspired, the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he made this vow.
Oh, okay.
Now, just to be fair, there is a little bit of wiggle room here that maybe that's not what the Spirit of the Lord coming on Jephthah. Maybe he didn't inspire the vow.
And where are you getting that idea?
Well, I'm going to go back to the actual verse and read it.
Okay.
The Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he passed over Gilead and Manasseh, and passed over Mizpah of Gilead, and from Mizpah of Gilead he passed over unto the children of Ammon. And Jephthah vowed a vow to the Lord, and said, then he vows this vow to the Lord.
Okay, so when you're naming all those, are those people or places?
I think they're places.
He passed over the places.
So the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he passed over this place and that place and this place, and he made a vow to the Lord.
Oh.
So you could say, well, the Spirit of the Lord part is really only about him going. God was telling him to go here and go there and whatever. He wasn't telling him to make this vow.
Okay.
You could say that. But you could also say that it sure sounds like in the text that he went here and there and somewhere else, and he made this vow.
Yes.
So that the vow part seems more interesting, more likely for the Spirit of the Lord to come upon Jephthah, and he made a vow. He went these other places, but the thing that God was inspiring him to do was to make this vow. But
thanks for letting us know about that.
Sure, but it is a crazy vow.
It is a crazy vow. Okay, so verse 32. Jephthah went to fight the Ammonites, and God delivered them into his hands.
And Jephthah smote 20 Ammonite cities with a very great slaughter.
Well, now what?
Yeah, he's going to come home.
I know. Maybe he should have just never come home.
Yeah, I think so.
So verse 34. When Jephthah came home, his daughter came out to meet him with timbrels and dances.
She was his only child.
When Jephthah saw her, he tore his clothes and said, I made a promise to God. I must keep it. Yeah, he should have fallen on his face there. That seems like an appropriate time to do that.
Jephthah's daughter said to him, if you have made a promise to God, you must keep it.
Okay, what is wrong with her?
I don't know. God helped you to slaughter the Ammonites. Now you have to do what you promised you'd do. But let me do one thing first. Let me be alone for 2 months to go up and down on the mountains and bewail my virginity with my friends.
What does bewailing mean?
Yeah, bewailing your virginity too.
It's like sowing a few wild oats?
Well, there's been a lot of speculation about what all this means. Yeah. You know, she's going up on the mountains with her friends. We're assuming that they're female friends, but we don't really know that. What are they doing up there? And why does it take so long to bewail it? They're going to go up and down on the mountains for...
several times? For a couple months?
For a couple months, yeah. So who knows what's going on up there? But they do that.
So there's a picture that you have put online on the website, skepticsannotatedbible.com, of Jephthah's daughter, who shall remain nameless.
Yeah, and her friends.
And her friends. And they kind of look like, they don't look like they're dancing with timbrels or whatever.
No, they're very sad.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, they're bewailing.
Uh-huh. Like, oh my gosh.
They're bewailing her virginity.
So you will be a virgin forever. Your dad's going to kill you.
Well, this is the out that some Bible believers have, is that they say, his dad isn't going to kill her. She's just going to be a virgin. She's not going to be allowed to marry. That was kind of the vow and that's sort of the same thing as killing her, but it's not a burnt offering. You don't see how you get out of that one.
That's not a burnt offering at all.
So
not
anyway,
that I wanted
that's
to
one
do
way
it.
That's one way that people sometimes try to get out of that.
Okay. Jephthah said to her, Go, And he sent her away for 2 months to bewail her virginity on the mountains.
At the end of 2 months, she returned to her father, who did what he promised he'd do.
Well, that's clear.
It kind of is, because the promise was sacrifice as a burnt offering.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty darn clear.
And I see a picture here where he has a knife in his hand.
Yeah, of course, this isn't actually a photograph.
Oh, no, you're right. They didn't have cameras in those days?
No. So, it's an artist's rendition of the situation. But, yeah, it seems like he killed her and sacrificed her to God. That's what it seems to imply.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, this is all pretty awful and sad, and I don't know what else.
Yeah, it is.
All right. I'm going to think about this today. See
Okay.
if I can work my emotions around it.
Yeah, well, we've got a lot more coming up that will be also...
Troubling.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
The whole book of Judges is pretty troubling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Steve.
Sure.
And listeners, thanks for staying with us. I know this is hard for you too. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.